I'd like to just show you the staff at Blue Stakes. These are the men and women who support the center and who are there on the other end of 811 if you need to utilize our locate specialists and have them help you articulate what you're trying to put down on paper. Again, we're going to be talking about our web-based applications as we move forward. I always like to cover the mission statement. It is certainly threefold: to promote public safety, to protect the underground utilities, and minimize service interruptions. And we do that primarily twofold: by processing accurate locate requests, as well as providing damage prevention education, such as we're doing here today. We are a nonprofit organization. We are governed by a board of directors. Today we have two of our board members here, Jeff Hansen from Dominion Energy. Jeff is in the back, and also Mark Kuhn on the left side here. Thanks, Jeff and Mark. Mark is with Rocky Mountain Power. We are funded by 642 owner-operators who own underground utilities. A lot of people ask me as we travel around, are you state funded? We are not. Now you know how Blue Stakes is funded. Every time that there is a locate request and it is mapped out and it is in one of these areas, these companies, they pay a small fee to Blue Stakes. So if you guys do updated tickets, and we'll get into this later, but if you do an updated ticket, know that the owner-operators are paying for that updated ticket. Sometimes an updated ticket is necessary, and sometimes it is not. Maybe your job is complete. It needs to be crossed off the list. Moving forward here, our web address is bluestakes.org. Here is just the top portion of our website. Again, right below the address, you can see the tool navigation bar. A lot of information on there, a drop down underneath every one of those. So just a plethora amount of information. We are hopefully helping you accomplish your job every day. Again, throughout all of the cities and towns and communities, we are trying to do what we can do to help everyone in our great state reduce, minimize damages and deaths that do occur on an occasion. Now you can see here, we've broken it down into four main categories: the DIYers, the professional excavators, the facility owners, as well as the engineers. And you mainly here today, the professional excavator and operators. So now let's explode this a little bit. You have, again, as you could see on the previous screen, your own section, professional excavators. Again, in the blue and green links there, some very pertinent information, but then if you'll use our tool navigation bar, click on resources, then you'll see all of the additional resources that are available to you. Same for the facility owner. You have your own tab there. The blue and the green, pertinent information that you might use on a regular basis. Click on resources, drop down, and here is all of additional information that would help you. At the bottom of every screen on our website, we have our apps. If you have not participated and are currently using those, we would encourage you to do so. Whether you're Apple or Android, you can download the app. Please check that out. It is very user-friendly. Everything that we do at Blue Stakes is certainly to promote public safety around the underground utility lines. Just because you've made the call does not mean that you are through. Potentially, you still have liability. Make sure that your lines are marked. You've heard the previous presenters, things that you can do. Go out there and do a site survey. Yes, you've started off doing your due diligence when you've contacted Blue Stakes, but there is so much more to do that. And again, contacting us either on 811 or via our web-based applications. Know what's below, certainly call 811 or contact Blue Stakes before you do any digging. And our web address again, bluestakes.org. Your safety is our business. We believe that. Again, we've already mentioned, we've been around for 50 years. Please, please utilize the resources that you have at your fingertips on your phones, your computers, whatever. It's already been mentioned several times. It is a free service and it is the law. The law indicates that if you are simply displacing the earth, what does that mean? If you are truly just putting a shovel in the ground, are you not displacing the earth? Absolutely. And with that being said, now we're not talking about mechanized equipment. You guys all do the mechanized, but both a shovel, any mechanized equipment, you need to adhere to the state law, make sure that you have a valid locate request. We retain this information for 5 years on our long-term servers. And if and when something gets ugly and goes to court, we will have documentation. Hopefully you all have documentation. It doesn't happen very often, but please keep that in mind. Get your clickers ready. We would like to test your knowledge now. Here comes the first question. The state law requires anyone who is digging to contact Blue Stakes to submit a locate request. Is that true? Number 1 on your clicker, or A? Is it false? B, or number 2 on your clicker? The responses are coming in very fast. Thank you. Again, the faster you go, the faster I'll be able to go. We'll go ahead and close the polling. 100%, outstanding, absolutely. Way to listen. Next question. Now, before I move forward, so we left with you the excavator guidebook today. It was updated in 2022. If you have an older version, discard that. We're going to be referencing that, not physically today, but per the page numbers of where some of these questions can be located. That particular question is on page 50. Now, the back portion of the book is a reproduction of the Utah state law. So on page 50, that is under Notice of Excavation, the section. Next question. Who can enforce the Blue Stake laws in Utah by pursuing civil penalties? A, the operator, B, the excavator, C, the Attorney General, or D, all of the above? We just want to give you some information that you might not be aware of. Again, the responses are coming in a little slower. I'm just watching the indicator. Just give it your best guess. Thank you. Polling is closed. 53% of you are correct. It is all of the above. Next question. Oh, excuse me. That can be found on page 64, 65, and 66 in the law under the enforcement section. Damage prevention is a shared responsibility. Is that true or false? A, number 1, B, false, number 2. Appreciate the responses. 96% of you are correct. Yes, that is true. I hope that the majority of you know the answer to this next question. What are the Blue Stake Notification Center hours? We changed our hours a little over 2 years ago. That was approved by our board of directors. Again, we're here to give you information that hopefully you can use as you move forward. Response is coming in slow. Take a guess at it. Just a few more, please. 38% of you, yes, the majority, are correct. It is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. We are closed Saturdays, Sundays, and legal holidays. If you go to our website, on the home page, you'd scroll all the way to the bottom. There are all the legal holidays that we recognize. There is also a link to a PDF. You can print that out, keep it at your desk, take a snapshot of it, whatever works. But again, we're trying to give you all the information we can. Next question. Submitting an online locate request is available 24/7 at bluestakes.org. Is that true or false? So now you know our business hours. Can you submit a locate request day or night? I'm seeing a few heads, and yes, those that I was watching, you are correct. Okay, let's close the polling. Very good, 96% of you, absolutely you can. Just a little side note on this. When you submit an online locate request, it's been brought to my attention from our locate specialists as well as the locating companies. What we're finding happens more often than not, and we need your help in this. When you submit an online locate request, our locate specialists, our web team, they will come in. There are several online submissions that are total junk, and those will get automatically deleted from the database. You will get an email that says your request was deleted. So keep track. Please know that. If there is just one or two tweaks on your online submission, our locate specialists, they will follow up with you. And what is happening, they will use the CBR number, that's the can be reached number, to call you to get clarification. Same with the locators. If they, if it once flows through, they will call you. They need help. This has already been addressed this morning. What we're finding in-house at Blue Stakes, the mailboxes are full. Perhaps the number is going to an administrative assistant. We want the most accurate number on these locate requests so that the locators can reach you, so that the Blue Stakes locate specialists can reach you and get clarification. You've heard the other presenters. We're all in this together. We want to do the best job we can, so help us do that by clearing out your voicemail boxes, keeping them empty, giving us a correct, accurate number of maybe the supervisor or foreman or the actual individual out there on site that could really, really clarify. Thank you. Next question. How soon before digging do you need to create a locate request? Per the state law, you guys are the experts. I know you know the correct answer. 12, 24, 36, 48 hours, or 2 full business days prior to digging, per the state law. Responses are coming in pretty good, pretty steady. I'm going to close polling in 3, 2, 1. Well done. 86% of you, absolutely. It is 48 hours or 2 full business days prior to your excavation beginning. This can be found on page 50 in the back of the book under the state law, like we've addressed earlier, on number 2B. Next question. What is the life of a locate request? 10 or 14 business days, 10 or 14 calendar days, or until the job is done? Again, you're the professionals. Tom actually gave this answer away, which is great. I've given several away. Your little color code card on your table, that gives away a lot of the answers. All right, I'm just watching the indicator here. We'll go ahead and close polling and see how you do. 67% of you are spot on. It is 14 calendar days. This can be found in the back of your book on page 51, 6A. I'm a very visual person. I suspect some of you are. Go with me on this example. Where the Blue Stakes logo is on Monday the 8th, say you created your ticket, hypothetical, let's say 9 a.m. exact. You are valid and ready to dig, barring any unforeseen circumstances, on Wednesday, where the shovel is, at 9 a.m. We don't have time to go into all of the extenuating circumstances. Again, just high level, perhaps there's a lock gate. Locator couldn't get in. Needs to call you on that CBR, can be reached number. Hey, can you give me the combination or come out, or there's a vicious animal behind the fence. So again, there are extenuating circumstances. Harley's already spoken about that regarding his team of locators. Your ticket would expire 14 calendar days later on Monday the 22nd, in this example, at 9 a.m. Not at 9:02, not at 8:55. These are legal documents. Next question. What ticket type extends the life of a locate request? If your job, you can read the possible answers. If your job is going to last longer than the 14 calendar days, you need to do something. What is it? Remark, update, second notice, retransmit? A few more responses, please. Thank you. 87% of you, absolutely, it is called an update. Here's another situation that we're having. Harley spoke about this. Please don't just continue to do an updated ticket if your job is done. Make sure that it is crossed off the list. Make sure perhaps your administrative assistants in the office are responsible to do updates. Communicate with them, cross that off the list. It is a waste of time for our locating companies. It is a waste of time. It is a waste of paint down on the ground. So again, there's things that we all can do collectively to improve and support all of the groups that need to work together. Here's the visual example. Again, the exact same scenario that I just laid out. Per the state law, you could do your your update on Thursday, the 18th, no later than 9 a.m. in our example. The state law indicates you can go back to 6 calendar days, which would be Tuesday, the 16th. Do not roll the dice. On the 18th, oh, I forgot to do an update. Don't try and do the update in this example at 8:55. You're going to miss that window. Then you are out of compliance. You don't have a valid legal locate request. Give yourself time. Go back to Tuesday or Wednesday when you think about it. So don't roll the dice. Perhaps you might lose on getting the exact timestamp. Here's what's interesting to note on your update. The updated ticket, since you've done your due diligence, it will start when the original ticket expires. So in this case, your updated ticket starts on Monday the 22nd at 9 a.m. And now you have a true 14 calendar days to continue excavation because you've given the locate companies time enough to come out and freshen up the marks. Maybe the spoil piles have covered the paint marks. Maybe Mother Nature, the snow covered them. So again, do what the state law requires. Let's help each other be successful. Next question. Private lines will not be marked when you create a locate request with blue stakes. We're going to talk about this. Is that true or false? Private lines will not be marked. We actually have a locating company with us today. It's Bloodhound. Mike is in the back left corner, your right corner. Visit with him. Visit with our other companies, ELM. I know USIC is here. So again, we're trying to do everything we can to support you to make everybody's job easier and more successful. Let's close the polling. And well done, 74% of you are correct. This can be found in the back of your book under the state law, page 53 through 56. Exact question, page 55, small e, I. A lot of questions come up as I travel the state and do safety meetings. Private versus public. Let's drill down. Hopefully you'll have some aha moments here. I took this picture down in Utah County. I took it because there are a lot of conduits. There's a lot of power meters there. If this were in the scope of your digging project, there are both private lines and public lines here. How do you get your private lines located? We'll talk about that momentarily. We've given you a lot of help on our website. Go with me on this example. The dotted or dashed lines, those are private lines. The solid lines are public lines. There is, as I already mentioned, there is no charge to have your public lines identified. Your private lines, yes, there is a charge. Blue, we all know that blue is potable water. Some places could be a commercial building as well. Some place behind or on the property, in this example, there's a water meter, right? Beyond that water meter, that is a private line. That will not be marked. You're looking at yellow and red and orange. There's solid lines all the way up there. There's a meter, there's a network interface, whatever. Then, as you look over to the dotted line on yellow, the gas, heating the water for the pool. Private line. Look at the red going out to the little shed. Power, maybe a light and a plug in that shed. Private line. So keep that in mind. Differentiate between private versus public. The dotted line for green, we all know that green is sewer. There is no meter. Private line all the way out to the main. I think you've caught on there. All right, so how would you contact locating companies to do your private lines? On our website, the tool navigation bar, you would click on resource, you would drop down, here we go, to FAQ, frequently asked questions, number 6 that is listed here. And then below that number 6 will be all of the companies that myself and my team know of. It has been updated recently on our website. So locating companies, check our website, go underneath FAQ number 6, make sure that your information is correct. If not, you can reach out to us at education.bluestakes.org. That will come to both myself and Mary, who you met out at the table. We will follow up with you. Then you can contact these companies and say, I have private locates. Can you give me a bid? They'll take it from there. Again, in our learning objectives today, we talked about particular emergencies. First off, let's talk about an emergency during business hours, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. You would call 811. I have an emergency. Our locate specialists are very skilled. They would fill out that information. They will send it through as an emergency, high priority. All of the operating companies that have utilities, facilities in that location, they will do their best to respond very quickly within a couple of hours. However, if you're out in the oil fields, perhaps in rural area, maybe the companies are far apart. It might take them a little longer, but for most situations, they will respond quickly. They want to protect their facilities. You have an emergency. We all need to get after that quickly. If it is after hours, here is what I would like to share with you, and hopefully this will be an aha moment for you. So again, we're going to talk specifically on after-hour emergencies and just a high snippet on planning and design. You would go to our website, click on tools on our navigation bar. You would drill down to utility contact lookup. You push that button and this screen comes up. This is just the top portion of it. Again, this is for design or after hours. There's 2 different buttons at the bottom, and I'll show you those. It's going to be 2 different lists of numbers, but you're the professionals. You need emergency information. You would read the pertinent information in here. You would fill it out. It is filled out to the Draper office, the Blue Stakes office in Draper, just down the road. Put in your pertinent information. You can see find street or intersection. Let's move it up on the screen. There you go. Now it's going to populate your lats and longs. You've got your GPS coordinates, a lot of legal information in blue. You're going to map it out down in the middle there. Let's bring it up even further. Now you can differentiate between, is this an emergency or planning and design? And planning and design is not an emergency, just 2 separate lists so that you can start calling these folks. So after hours, we're closed. It is your responsibility to find out who needs to come out to help you with all the other operators. This is the list, a small list for the Blue Stakes office. Let's expand this. Oh, before I do that, down at the bottom, you can put in your email and you will get this exact same list. There's the whole list, all of the emergency numbers for these owner-operators who have utilities in the close proximity of the Blue Stakes office. There is a shortcut so that you don't have to go to our website and drill down because this is an emergency. You can just simply type in ucl.bluestakes.org into your browser, right? So again, multiple ways to accomplish different tasks just like there are on a computer, just like there are on our website. Keep this in mind, UCL, utility contact lookup.bluestakes.org, then you would fill out that screen. Hopefully this is helpful to you. Next question, get your clickers ready. If you notify Blue Stakes to have your underground utility lines marked, the chance of damage is less than what percent? Now, this is a national statistic, so think of this on a national-wide basis. The Common Ground Alliance, they keep track of a lot of data that we all submit to them, and this statistic is coming from them. Then I'll share some alarming statistics. as we move forward from our largest service provider in the state. Okay, let's close the polling. Well done, the majority of you are correct. Nationwide, less than 1% chance of damage if you have contacted that statewide one-call notification center. Here is the alarming statistics. Our largest service provider in the state, Dominion Energy, they are in 27 of 29 counties. Again, you can see the percentages, double digits there. Let's talk about just 2023. I have some numbers here that they provide for me. 1,396 damages in 2023. 28% of those, or 390 damages, were due to no locate request. Locate request and ticket are used synonymous with Blue Stakes. We're trying to get away from ticket. We're trying to always migrate to locate request. Again, 390 damages, no locate request to Blue Stakes. Some of these are coming from the professionals. Some are coming from homeowners. We are all in this together. We need to do a better job together. Here on the screen, top left, I have an acronym, DIRT. That stands for Damage Information Reporting Tool. That is a hosted website by the CGA or Common Ground Alliance. They collect data on near misses and root cause analysis. And then they share these annual reports nationwide. Hopefully we all improve from other people's mistakes. Keep that in mind. Please help us do better. I know we can. How would you get to the CGA? Right here on our website, underneath our navigation bar, tools, you would drop down and you would click on Damage Information Reporting Tool, acronym DIRT. There are no fines, there are no penalties associated with this when you put your information in. And again, they are only as good as all the data that they receive from throughout the nation. I know Dominion, they support this website and they're supplying their information. So again, please look this up and help us move forward in this. CGA is currently doing an initiative. It's called the 50 in 5. It's an industry challenge to cut damages to buried utilities in half in 5 years. So we're cutting 50% in 5 years of damages by 2028. This is a lofty goal, but I truly believe nationwide, if we're all in this together, that we can accomplish this. Now, one of their reports that they have provided, they're giving us information of the top 3 situations, and I want to go through those with you. The dark blue, failure to notify 811 nationwide, the local contact centers, 25.7% of the time. The middle shade of blue, failure to pothole and maintain clearances when you get out there. And the light blue, failure by the locator to mark accurately or on time. And then there is a green 23% of kind of the rest, collect all. So please help us in this. On our website, again, under resources, our nav bar, drop down to general, and then you'll see industry links. There is an article that was produced. We have this up on our website. It is called the 7 Best Practices for Underground Damage Prevention. Here's a link to it. That link I know doesn't do you any good here, but here is how you get to that. As you pull this article up on our website, you think you have to sign up with your name and email. You can just scroll on this article. If you want additional information, then you can put in your email and company name. Let's move forward. Let's see how we're doing. Doing great on time today. Thank you. You can make a difference if we all work together to promote safety and prevent damage. Again, here's one of our colored banners that we used to use pre-COVID. These were 4 foot by 8 foot. Cost just went through the roof on lots of things, lots of swag items. So I've shrunk my banners to 3 foot by 6 foot. We'll talk about those in a little bit. But again, help us get this message out there. Now, every now and again, damages happen, and we know that. Hopefully, all of you know what a directional drill is, a boring machine. Great piece of equipment, very time efficient, saves a lot of cost. You don't have to have an open trench. Yes, you have to have an entrance pit and an exit pit. I understand that. Watch this video. We had an oops, someone did, throughout the nation. Here we go. There's the ground, the sidewalk is raised, the sod is raised, coming all the way across the street. And I'll guarantee you that car probably didn't move without a tow truck. Things do happen, we understand that. We must remain vigilant and resist temptation to cut corners. Life does not have a reset for some choices we make. I still show this picture. Years ago, I'm not going to tell you too much about it other than the fact a damage occurred, an explosion occurred because a shortcut was taken by a professional excavator, and 2 innocent people lost their lives that day. Watch this next video. Who could ever imagine? He scurried away from that. That man was very, very lucky. Maybe he has 7 lives. He had not contacted that statewide one-call notification and received and provided, information for his locate request. So no markings out there. A big pneumatic hammer pounding in fence posts. It's Murphy's Law. It happened. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the National Registered Trademark that is produced by by the Common Ground Alliance, which is the 811. We all have the ability to utilize that. We have to follow their guidelines, their colors and everything. They have all different variations of that. Here is one of their industry taglines, and you have that on your napkins here today. Safety is in your hands every dig, every time. You also have that tagline on your little color code card. I needed to do a reprint. I put that new tagline on the top of the flip side, the 5 steps to safer digging. Again, they come up with some valuable information that all of us throughout the country can use. On the bottom here, we really want you to take the depth expectation out of the equation. As Mary and I travel around and do safety meetings, presentations, we get the question asked to us frequently, how deep are these lines? We cannot give you the answer to that. We will not get sucked down the rabbit hole and even make a educated guess. Think about all the utilities. Eventually, they all have to surface somewhere, correct? So as you're at a home, yes, your gas line has to start to surface, your power, your network interface, whatever, coax cable, fiber, whatever you've got there. So again, things change. Mother Nature changes things. The wind comes up, 100-mile-an-hour winds, and moves a lot of earth, a lot of dirt. Then fill comes in as roads or whatever, subdivisions. Again, things change. We do not know the depth. It is not a state law. Think about the 642 owner-operators in our state. Do they have internal depth requirements? Absolutely. You can talk to them, see if they're going to help you out with depth. But again, do the right thing. Make sure that you are identifying those facilities, especially if you're within the easements and right-of-ways. Again, doing a restoration, a repair, or doing a new install. Those easements and right-of-ways are becoming fuller and fuller, which kind of in my mind means they're shrinking. There's not a lot of room to put new in, right? I showed you, for those repeat attendees, past attendees, I showed you a video from CGA last year. It was directed to the contractor. They promised that they would direct one to the operators. I have both videos. They're both 3 minutes long. I would like to show those again. Valuable information. A lot of repetition in what all of us presenters are doing here today. Hopefully, we're all learning something.
Digging projects have a lot of moving parts. There are permits to obtain, equipment to coordinate, crews to manage, all on an unforgiving schedule. So we understand your frustrations when an 811 locate is delayed, and we're asking for your help to help us prevent it from happening. You see, the damage prevention industry also has many moving parts. And if everyone involved can do a little fine-tuning to make their area of responsibility more efficient, the entire 811 system will be able to function like a well-oiled machine. Here are some ways excavators like you can help. First, provide accurate and detailed information when starting a ticket. Be specific about the dig site and only request marks where the proposed excavation work is taking place. Consider providing GPS coordinates, whitelining the proposed site, and identifying any relevant landmarks. This critical information helps narrow down the scope of work, so locators can focus on marking what's really needed for each project and avoid spending time on unnecessary marks. Providing good contact information sounds obvious, but to avoid delays, provide the contact information for someone who is on site or familiar with the dig site and schedule. Make sure to provide an accurate description of the work being performed. Providing more detail enables locators to address internal concerns in advance, arrive better prepared, and get straight to business. In addition to improving the quality of information you provide, we also ask that you manage the quantity of your requests. It's important that you request utility locates with sufficient notice to be marked, but not more than you can reasonably begin within the life of the ticket. Too many tickets at once can put a strain on the system and keep locators from getting to more time-sensitive sites. So avoid requesting backup sites to be marked or creating just-in-case tickets. Active tickets should match the actual schedule of the work being performed and follow the requirements in your state dig law. Also, please avoid locate renewals and remarks on jobs that have been completed. Often, locate requests are updated or refreshed long after work has been finished. This causes locators to spend time marking inactive job sites when they could be marking active ones. We thank you in advance for adopting the suggestions we've reviewed today. And rest assured, we're also asking other groups in the damage prevention industry to do their part to help as well. Because the 811 system can only work efficiently when we all work together. For more information or to provide feedback, visit call811.com/excavator. As a utility or a facility owner-operator, as referred to in this video, you already know a lot about the damage prevention industry. After all, it is your underground lines that are being protected from damage. But the 811 system is comprised of many other stakeholders as well. And it can be extremely frustrating for them, especially excavators, when locates are not on time. As with all parts of this interconnected system, how well you perform your role significantly affects how well the other stakeholders can perform theirs. Damage prevention starts when your pipelines, cables, or wires are first placed in the ground. This is when quality mapping and detailed record keeping are critical. How well this job is done today will affect how easily and accurately your underground line locations can be verified in the future. Of course, as a facility owner-operator, most of your responsibility in regard to the 811 system involves locating and marking your lines. Whether you do this yourself or hire a locate partner, it is important that you and they consider the following. First, evaluate how you are managing and processing location requests. Many facility owner-operators use software for these tasks, while others use online portals. Whatever method you use, make sure performance metrics are established and monitored for locates. And always look for new ways to improve efficiency and accuracy. It may go without saying, but it's extremely important that you do your best to provide on-time and accurate locates. If you use a third party, the responsibility is yours, and good communication with your locate partner is key. Communication with excavators and all involved parties is also critical in the event of a weather delay. When performing a locate, make your markings highly visible, using both paint and flags when appropriate. Remember, some of your markings may be lost during the rigors of the construction process, so multiple markings are recommended. Also, consider both the terrain you are marking as well as expected weather conditions for your region. It is also critical that you provide the 811 center with good contact information for the appropriate members of your team, should an excavator or other stakeholder have questions or encounter a problem. Not only is it important to keep your mapping data accurate and up to date, but it is your responsibility to submit this information to your state's 811 center in a timely manner. But perhaps the most important thing a facility owner-operator like you can do is foster relationships and partnerships with other stakeholders in the 811 system. Not only will this help educate them, but it will also lead to a more dependable and efficient 811 system, and ultimately a reduction or elimination of damage to your underground lines. Finally, facility owner-operators are excavators too, and you and your contractors have additional damage prevention responsibilities to keep that part of the system operating smoothly. Make sure you watch our video designed specifically for excavators. For more information or to provide feedback on this video, visit call811.com/utility.
Okay, get your clickers ready. Again, a lot of pertinent information there. We're all in this together. What is the tolerance zone on either side of the marks? You're the experts. What is it? 18, 24, 30, 36, or 48 inches? Once the paint and the flags are put down there, the safety zone or tolerance zone, used synonymous. Responses are coming in quick. This can be found in the state law, page 55 and 56, number 1 down at the bottom. Polling is closed. 91% of you, absolutely, 24 inches on either side. Here is the visual. Again, a gas pipe underneath, the sod, 24 inches either side. Here is a duct structure. I took the picture on the left. I'd like to just point out a few things here. There you can see the 3 red power lines there. You can see the orange communication running lines, and then there's a diamond there. That's a duct structure. And to the right, that is potentially what is under that communication structure. So again, a lot of fiber there. Again, if you look up on the top on the sidewalk, you see gas lines going up there, yellow, so on and so forth. The point here is the furthest outside marks, that is where your 2-foot safety zone would start, because all of these others are going to intersect and cross over each other. So now this is an easement and a right-of-way, very, very full there. 2 feet on the far outside of the orange running line, communications. It looks like 2 feet either outside of the kind of the third line there on the power, or maybe even perhaps there's more power lines that have faded. So again, you could potentially have not a 2-foot, maybe a 4, 6, or 8-foot safety zone there. Here's a wonderful marking that I took. This gas either goes over the power or under the power, right? A lot of information there, a lot of utilities. Be safe. Here's an example of what Harley was talking about. The contractor here did white line. Again, very handy, very helpful. This is a 24-inch HP high-pressure Dominion Energy gas line. You can see the markings. Here we go, some more questions. What's the easiest way for an excavator to check the status of a locate request? I know a lot of you are doing this. Is it you call 811 and ask the locate specialist? You check for marks at the job site. You check for EPR, electronic positive responses, at bluestakes.org, or D, contact the member facility owner. Thanks for your responses. Just a few more, please. There we go. We'll close it. And yes, the majority of you are correct. It is check for electronic positive responses at bluestakes.org. How do you do that? You go to our homepage, right here where the big red arrow is and the blue link there. Check locate status. You click on that. That screen will come up. This screen will come up. You type in your ticket number, but again, we're trying to get away from ticket to locate number, your locate request. Type that in and this will populate. Now, it's interesting to note that electronic positive response is not mandated currently in the Utah state law. We'll talk a little bit more about that moving forward. What is the benefit for a facility owner to participate in electronic positive response? Closes the communication gap between the facility owner and excavator, facilitates the communication process, reduces second notices and unneeded ticket revisions, or all of the above? Response is coming in very quick. I expect a very high percentage here. Absolutely, 92% of you are correct. It is check for your response. All right, let's talk about how do facility owners use EPR. Just a few bullet points here. It is simple for facility owners to post responses to the EPR system. You can use an automated ticket management system. Again, we have a preferred provider called Norfield, and their system for the ticket management is Locator Logic. You can also enter this manually through our online portal. It is voluntary for members, as I mentioned, not mandated yet. We hope at some point in time it will be. Currently, there are 70% response rates. Now, that is not 70% of the 642 owner-operators. This is 70% of our high-volume users. Example, Dominion Energy. And again, this is available online 24/7. I want to show you a quick video from Norfield. Hopefully this will drill down and help you understand a little bit better what they have to offer.
Safety is an important issue in any workplace, and this is especially true within the construction industry. There are many dangers that exist, especially for excavators. According to OSHA, excavating is recognized as one of the most dangerous jobs in construction operations. The risks of damaging underground utilities are tremendous. And it might be shocking to know that the #1 issue facing our industry today, failure to even notify an 811 call center before digging occurs. In a recent study, it was found that $61 billion is lost annually to waste and inefficiencies of the systems for damage prevention. A key factor identified, poor coordination of the increasingly huge volume of tickets and their status. So we figured we would do something about it. Introducing DigLogix by NDP, a revolutionary single-address ticket submission and management application designed for excavators, utilities, and homeowners to create and track their 811 tickets with ease. Our easy-to-use app automates your processes and simplifies operations. You can now create and track tickets automatically, verify clients, receive instant notifications, and much more, all in one simple-to-use platform. Seamlessly transmit and receive critical event notifications from utility companies on your mobile device. To make timely decisions and improve efficiency, effectiveness, and safety, all with just the tap of a button. Effortlessly access submissions and communicate with field teams. Whoever the user is, no matter what the size of job. DigLogix intuitively communicates to provide predictability and accuracy from start to finish, and all steps in between. The DigLogix software incorporates a unique combination of law, regulation, practice, and process to help eliminate all of the dangers and damages associated with legal excavation. So, what are you waiting for? Optimize your processes and increase your productivity with DigLogix. And let's keep our community safe together. At NDP, we drive safety through innovation. To learn more, visit www.norfielddp.com today.
Again, there is their web address. One more screenshot from them. If you have any questions now that you've seen that video, you can email them at info@norfielddp.com. Again, DigLogix and Locator Logic. I always like to cover and show you the sheer locate request volume that we handle in a given year. Here's a 10-year snapshot back in 2014, 321,000 plus locate requests. Jump ahead to 2022, that has been our banner year, just under 656,000. A small decrease in 2023, still very high, just under 630,000. Now, with that being said, for every locate request that comes in, we electronically notify on average 7 owner operators. If you do the math on that, we're looking at 4.4 million locate. These companies that do locating, tough job. They are doing an outstanding job. Again, we are all in this together. Here is the same 10-year snapshot. This is the remote ticket submissions online that you are definitely part of. Same 10-year snapshot, 2014, 57%, jump all the way ahead, very close, 2022 and 2023, 74% for this past year. Let's talk about the handouts that I left you. We've already mentioned the excavator guidebook. It was updated in December of 2022. The first section of the book are process guidelines of what you need to know and do, either submitting your locate request online or calling us at 811. The center section of the book are marking guidelines. How should the locating companies be marking these facilities? The latter portion of the book, starting on page 46, is a reproduction of the Utah state law. As I've already mentioned, there is your handy reference, color code card, and the 5 steps to safer digging on the flip side, and the tagline, safety is in your hands, every dig, every time. We left with you a 6-inch sticker today. Click for our web-based applications or call 811 before you do any digging. Become a safe digging partner. How do you do that? Hopefully by following and adhering to the state law. There is the National Registered Trademark 811. We left with you, because it's a special year for us, 50-year anniversary, a dry pack bag. Again, you roll the tops down, you put your phone in there when it's snowing or when you're out floating the river or doing your side-by-sides or whatever it is you like to do. Keychains with our message on it. And again, Mary, if you'd come over and hold up the banners over here on our table. As I mentioned earlier, we have the 3-foot by 6-foot banners now. We had to shrink them from 4-foot by 8-foot. Thank you. We have several. Some have already picked those up. Everything that we do at Blue Stakes, we're trying to help you, help yourselves in the as the professionals, help our communities, your cities and towns, and just throughout our great state. So please, today we have those for you to pick up, as well as the CGA Best Practices book. This is the latest. It is volume 19. I know several of you already picked up copies. Again, we're doing this for you. We want you, and we are providing for you information that hopefully is beneficial in all forms. Mary and I, we do safety meetings throughout our great state. Blue Stakes will provide safety training upon request at no additional charge. Send us an email, education@bluestakes.org, or if you have any questions, that email will come to both Mary and myself. We will follow up with you. We are not doing any additional safety meetings until the second quarter of the year. We're on the road for 7 weeks doing these presentations and supporting our partner, the Utah Pipeline Association, doing 13 of theirs, 16 of ours. We have 29 meetings, and we just got started. We're in our second week. We at Blue Stakes, we've provided another means for you. Excuse me. It is called Excavation Safety 101. It is an online training portal. You would go to our website, bluestakes.org. Go to resources, drill down underneath the professional excavator. Third one down, Excavation Safety 101. Again, self-paced. Go through this. If you need Doppel credits, we are approved to do that and offer those on this training. Couple of hours, you will get a certificate like this. Again, you don't have to have a license number or be requesting Doppel credits to take this. A lot of companies, now that they know this has been up here for a number of years, they're having perhaps new employees, just kind of a high-level overview. They're having them take this course. Again, you'll get this printed out certificate. If you did your pre-registration correctly today for this event and requesting credits, if you did it correctly, I repeat, then it will flow through. It is an automated system. If you didn't do it correctly, here's another means by where you can get some Doppel credits. We at Blue Stakes, we will pay for those. Again, register properly, put in your license number. If you have a license number, you will get this printout at the end, even your new employees. April is the National Safe Digging Month throughout the country. We embrace that industry effort. We have TV spots that start to run, 15-second spots. We have a lot of social media platforms, Facebook being one of those. Our banners, I've just spoken about those, the 3 foot by 6 foot. We have billboards. Here's a quick picture, a quick video that we do have on our social media channels.
Before you start digging in your yard, don't forget you have buried utilities down there. Contact bluestakes.org or call 811 2 business days before you dig to keep your utilities protected and you safe from harm. It's a state law.
We are trying to educate our upcoming generation as we retire, as we get older. Educate your kids and your grandkids. I have 6 billboards currently, and I've had these for years, from Weber County up by Smith and Edwards Country Boys store down to Iron County. I used to have them in Washington County. Again, as you see these, talk to your kids about them. A quick message, know what's below. Call 811 before you dig. Who is it? Bring it full circle. There's some flags that you'll see. It's bluestakes.org. We have partnered with Jeff at Carbon County. This is his truck. With Eric at Iron County. Again, if you see anything that you potentially could do to help yourselves and your and to communicate safety and safe digging to the folks in your areas, please reach out. Again, that is what the banners are for as well. Dominion Energy has done a wonderful job on their trailer. They take this to Western states, I've been told. Again, it's fairly new, just been rolling off of the production line there. It is time for review. Get your clickers. We are going to go through these really, really quick. We are still right on time. Here we go. First question. Now, these are all the questions from all the presenters. I'm not going to read any of the answers. I will read the question, key in your response, and we will just push forward. We like to see the pre and the post, how we have done at educating you. First question, what information is required on all pipeline markers? I'm going to give it just a minute. I don't want to cut anybody short, but we will go through these real quick. I'll watch the indicator and we'll just close it and fly through these. 97% of you, yes. What depth are pipelines buried at? Hopefully you've had some takeaways today. We appreciate this great audience, your participation. 99%, so close. Yes, it varies. In the event of a pipeline emergency, which of the following actions should be taken? Boy, responses are coming in quick. You're all awake. Here we go. 98% of you, yes, correct. If you damage a pipeline while excavating, which of the following actions should be taken? Don't want to cut anybody short. I'm watching. They're coming in so fast that I'm not just going to shortchange you here. Thank you. 94% correct. When would a pipeline operator need to be on site? %98 of you. Here come Harley's questions. ELM. Excavators can make blue stakes locate requests more effective by. I thoroughly enjoy being able to travel around. I've been doing this 11 years with these seminars. 94%, yes, well done. Single residential lot locate requests take the same amount of time to locate and mark whether you request the entire lot to be marked or just a specific area. Got a lot of prize drawings up here, again donated by Blue Stakes as well as all the exhibitors. 96%. Effective and efficient locate requests. You guys are great. You could hear a pin drop here today. Thank you. 94% correct. Here come all of my questions. The state law requires anyone who is digging to contact Blue Stakes to submit a locate request. Let's see how many hundreds we can get. Got a couple of board members here, remember? Help me out. There we go, thank you. Who can enforce the blue stake laws in Utah by pursuing civil penalties? This percentage has always gone up from our past seminars. Well done, 94% yes, it increased again. It is all the above. Damage prevention is a shared responsibility. Another 100% coming up. Really? Okay. 96%. Okay, I know we're going to get 100 on this one. You were all awake during this one. What are the Blue Stake Notification Center hours? Wow, they came in quick. Oh, so close. 96% yes, 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, closed Saturdays, Sundays, and legal holidays. Submitting an online locate request is available 24/7 at bluestakes.org. True or false? Really? So close, 99. Here we go. How soon before digging do you need to create a locate request? You are the experts. 95%. 48 hours, 2 full business days prior to your excavation project beginning. What is the life of a locate request? How long is it valid for? Excellent. 91%, 14 calendar days. What ticket type extends the life of a locate request? This was a high percentage on the pre-questions. 99%. Who's that's messing with me? You know, no prize drawings for you. I don't know who you are. Here we go. Private lines will not be marked when you create a locate request with blue stakes. True or false? Next question. If you notify blue stakes to have your underground utility lines marked, the chance of damage is less than what percent? National statistic. Remember, a national statistic. I see a few. Thank you. There's a few of you that picked up on that. Here we go. There we go. 98%. Thanks. What is the tolerance zone on either side of the marks? %, correct, 24 inches. What's the easiest way for an excavator to check the status of a locate request? We are right on time here, 17 minutes, and our goal is to have you out of here. We've got some prizes to give away. 88% of you, yes. Check for electronic positive response at bluestakes.org. What is the benefit for facility owners to participate in electronic positive response? %, correct. Damage prevention starts with you. Every one of us here today. Please, please, we hope that you've had some takeaways. Hope you've had some aha moments. Do not put your clickers away. I have some survey questions coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come full circle. Contacting Blue Stakes prior to your excavation may just save your life. Why would you want to do that? We hope because they are counting on us. Let's recap our learning objectives. Know what to do in case of a pipeline emergency. Do your part when creating a locate request. Understand damage prevention and enforcement. Understand the process for after-hour emergencies. ucl.bluestakes.org. And do you have a better understanding of the Blue Stake laws and processes? Here comes the survey questions. I have 3, and they will not show graphs. We will take these back and learn from them. Did we meet our learning objectives today? A, all objectives were met. B, most of the objectives were met. C, some objectives were met. Or D, no objectives were met. Thank you for those quick responses. Next question. How much practical knowledge did you gain from today's event? A lot, some, a little, or none. And the final question coming up here, thinking about everything, the facility, the caterers, the registration, the pre-registration, the presenters, just everything combined into one question. Overall seminar rating, excellent, very good, good, fair, or poor. Thank you for those responses. If, and I repeat again, if you pre-registered properly, here are the credits that some of you are expecting. Again, I've given you an alternate method. If you didn't register properly, you can always go in and do Excavation Safety 101 for multiple reasons, but to get credit.